I actually found out that I was doing Voltage 2013 when I was in Thailand with my husband. So I was there on a return trip, and I already find Thailand really inspiring, so naturally I started pulling inspiration for my collection right away. I'm really inspired by the climate and the culture of Thailand, so I pulled inspiration from the climate, the wind and the waves and the sea, which I love, and the fish and the colors, and also the culture, because there's a lot of really young, hip, fashionable Thai young people that are really inspiring. It's a lot of fun. The three words that describe my collection are whimsical, airy, and feminine. My favorite part about designing is pulling together inspirations from all different places and fabrics and textiles and creating something new and beautiful. Tonight I am honored for my collection to be accessorized by Lursa Loden, and I really enjoyed putting this together, so enjoy the show.
The inspiration for our collections has always been the children's book character Eloise. She's this super rapscallion, wired-haired, mischievous girl who comes up with imaginary situations and just lives every day in her own imagination, and I think that she really brings our collection to life as far as personality and look. Always a little bit disheveled.
My favorite part about designing, especially with counter couture, since we work so hard to be very eco-conscious and earth-friendly, is the problem-solving aspect of it. A lot of the fabrics we use are upcycled, so we don't have limitless quantities of fabrics like a lot of designers do. So it's a very collaborative process with Angie and I trying to come up with the best ways to use our materials and waste the least amount and still get beautiful designs that people will want to own.
What excites us about the design community in Minneapolis is that it's still blossoming, and a kind of a rising tide lifts all boats. So if someone sees success, it's really easy to collaborate with others and have mutual success. But I think in our case, in particular, it's really cool that we can explore collaborations outside of the apparel design community. You know, we explore partnerships with restaurants, with metal workers, with Goodwill, with Ever After Gowns, people that you wouldn't think really are an integral part of our design process. It's just great that everyone's so down to help and very supportive.
Tonight we're very honored to be working with Objects and Subjects as our accessories designer. We share a common goal of creating sustainable pieces, and we hope you enjoy the collection.
My inspiration for this collection are the mountains of Switzerland and the Alps in general, and sort of the lifestyle of somebody living and frolicking through the mountain flowers. Three words to describe my collection are feminine, utilitarian, and adventurous. My favorite part about being a designer is creating garments that women can wear and feel empowered in. Tonight my collection is accessorized by Atelier. I hope you enjoy the show.
My favorite part about designing would be the very, very beginning and then the very, very end. I love choosing the fabrics and sort of envisioning what they could be, and then at the very, very end, styling it all and putting it all together and seeing what happened is really fun for me. Three words that describe me as a designer would be spontaneous, curious, and versatile. I hope people feel when wearing this collection sort of a mixture between playful but also very polished as well. Tonight, my line is accessorized by Ingles by Design. I hope you all enjoy the show.
The inspiration for our current collection, Gypsy Moon, came a lot from the women in music that we love, such as Lana Del Rey, First Aid Kit, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac. So yeah, it was just a lot of their style came through in this. and felt really inspired. I would say 3 words that describe us as a designer would be bohemian, carefree, eccentric. Our favorite part of the design process would be when the inspiration hits, when we have all the fabric just laying there and we have an idea of what the garment's going to be and the direction that it's going.
Yeah, and each garment is a really organic process. It just kind of just comes naturally. Tonight our collection is accessorized by Big C Designs. We hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you for coming.
So the inspiration for this collection came from a photograph of a prostitute from the early 1900s. I found the picture while I was flipping through an old book and scanned it and made it into the print that's imprinted on all the fabric in the collection. If I had to choose 3 words to describe me as a designer, I would probably say meticulous, obsessive, and intellectual. My favorite part about designing is making people reconsider how they view things like the world and situations around them. If I can take something that might be considered ugly and taboo and make it beautiful and make people reconsider how they view those things, then I feel like I've done my job. Tonight my collection is accessorized by masks from artists built, so I hope you enjoy the show.
My collection is inspired by Peter Pan and the Little Prince. Like my collection's second star, this one is full of whimsy and childhood nostalgia. It's just a little bit more ready to wear. 3 words that describe me as a designer are feminine, whimsical, and daring. My favorite part about designing is interpreting a feeling into something you can wear every day and making people feel beautiful. Tonight my collection is accessorized by Karen Morris Milner.
My inspiration for my collection is drawn from a lot of narrative sources. I was a huge bookworm as a kid and I always loved big fantasy stories, and so the sort of the intersection between imagination and fantasy and things that people can incorporate into their lives, practicality. I hope when people wear my collection, I hope that they feel powerful, unique, and creative, that it stimulates their mind and their creativity. My favorite part about designing is the moment or moments when things sort of start to come together and be realized. It can happen when I'm putting it together. It always happens when you put it on someone and have them walk down a runway. Just that moment of an idea brought to life is my favorite. Tonight for accessories, I'm paired with Made by Liz P. I hope you guys enjoy the show.